Okay, we're looking at this one, the straight line, and we're trying to see what the gradient graph looks like. Now, how can we actually see that ourselves? We can add a point here, right click, and just make sure we can see it and make it huge, humongous. Okay, there's point A. Now we want to do a tangent. It's going to be a bit strange on a straight line, but that's okay. I'm going to do a tangent to there, and that's just telling me the gradient at that point. And with that new tangent, I'm going to find its slope. So hang on a minute, done the wrong thing. I need to find slope. So slope of that tangent, there we go. Now I want to graph that, so I want to graph that slope. So let's right click, luckily it's gone blue, make it nice and big, and we will call that our slope or gradient, and let's call this the x coordinate of point A, and m, which is the gradient of that tangent. So now, when I move this point A, can you see the slope being constant? Now that's kind of easy to see on a straight line, but what happens when we change our function? So let's have a look at that original function, which I think is h. Oh, sorry, my bad. I can change my gradient. When I change my gradient, the gradient function changes. So if I move point A, you can see the slope being constant the whole way through. That's all good. And if I change my y-intercept, does my gradient function change? No. If I change my gradient function changes. There's zero gradient, positive gradient, negative gradient. Okay, so what are you looking at here? You're seeing the family of curves that all have the slope of 0.5. Okay, let's open a different one. I don't need to save that, and I need to look at this one. Okay, so same deal. This time our tangent makes much more sense. So let's see here, there's my tangent. So you can see there that the slope is 0. Here, the slope is negative. Here, our slope is 0. And here, our slope is positive. I like to show the trace so you can actually see that gradient changing. It's getting less and less positive. Now it's 0. It's getting more and more negative. It's the maximum negative here. Then it's moving back. Let's just refresh, rid of all of that. Here it's negative. Then it's coming through 0. And it's positive again, and it's getting more and more positive. Okay, so drawing the gradient function, the key features are these turning points changing from, let's get rid of that and stop the trace. Okay, changing from positive through to 0 to negative, through 0 and back to positive. And then the whole other key idea is that the graph itself is a cubic, and then the gradient graph is a parabola, so it's sort of going down a power. Okay.